and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the Mars Dota 2 League. It is going to be our second game of the second series of the day. Gambit Esports facing off against Effect. I'm Lyrical, joined as well by Andy Draskyl, my man. It's happening. There's a bounty hunter in this game. There's Gyrocopter Bane and Mr. Razor. It's really no Ghost Lady, but how you doing?
I'm good, I'm good. Last game was pretty entertaining. Went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Oh, yeah.
It was a pretty even game, and then boom, one team fight, and the game just completely snowballed out of control in favor of Effect. So, looking at this game too, it seems like Gambit have decided to kind of shuffle the deck a bit. Don't want to go with the same opening as last time. But I mean, the Death Prophet thing to me is one of those heroes that is just it might be a comfort hero for them, but it also might just be, we don't necessarily know what we're going to be playing against either.
Right.
So once they play against one draft, you know, BO3s are kind of those things where you sort of evolve and you think, okay, maybe we just need to play a different style against this team. So maybe like Vanscore and Big Num are talking and like, okay, this isn't going to work. We need to try something different. Because last game, they had I would say one pretty bad lane in the safe lane. And then mid was okay, and then top would, like, the Jug was actually getting a crap ton of farm. Yeah. But it just didn't matter because the team composition with the King R Sand King, like having that instant lockdown into the Willow CC, it was just way too much. So now it seems like it's kind of back to the drawing board.
Yeah, and they're completely changing the way that they want to run this. They actually, on Effect, going to ban out the Sand King. They don't want to give it away since it was first. Actually, it wasn't first pick. It was first pick for Effect. And they're valuing the Gyrocopter that much more and don't want to give the Sand King away to Gambit, which makes sense. There are still other initiators that they could take from Gambit, but having already taken the Bounty Hunter, and he's probably going to be played position 4, and also a Razor with no stun, their lineup is already lacking Disable a little bit.
Yeah, but, you know, there's still time to fix that. I mean, you got your 4 hero and you got a core. Yeah. There's 3 more heroes that you could take to supplement that. I don't think that's a huge deal. Okay. The Rubik pickup.
Nice. Now,
I will say that this combination of supports, like Rubik Bounty, is pretty weak. Like, the Rubik can't really get kills on his own, obviously, because he's a Rubik. He offers very little damage. You want your core player that you're supporting in lane to be more or less self-sustaining. Like, if you have a core that's weak and needs help, and you have Rubik Bounty, you're going to have a really tough time laning. And yeah, that pick, the Nature's Prophet, is just kind of like, that's saying, yeah, we know your support combination is going to be real hard to play, so we're just going to pick obnoxiously strong offlane hero like Nature's Prophet, and we're going to make your safe laner just suffer.
And it talks to what you were saying before, that this is a hero. There aren't any stout shield carriers on this team so far, so those treants are just going to be dealing a boatload of damage. I guess more so to the Rubik than to the Razor, since Razor, am I right in remembering that he has pretty decent armor?
His base armor is not too bad. And more importantly, he can still kind of try to chase out the Nature's Prophet by just using the link on him. I mean, they do have Fade Bolt. Like, Fade Bolt's not awful because it reduces damage dealt, but it's going to be a level 1 Fade Bolt, if anything, and that might not be enough to deter the Nature's Prophet. Plus, we don't even know if it's going to be a dual lane yet. That is also a possibility because there is a Bounty Hunter on the field, and typically, when you're playing against heroes that roam around from lane to lane, one of the better ways to deal with them is to just have really strong static lanes. Like, you don't want to move around too much. So like a Bane Phantom Lancer, for example, is a really strong static lane that the Bounty Hunter probably won't be able to do anything to. Same thing with the Nature's Prophet +1. So if Effect decide they want to end up putting that Gyro mid, that would still work. And then they could just pick another hero that maybe goes top with the MP, or they go back and decide, okay, we want to pick a position 4 hero, and we're going to put the PL mid. Because one of those 2 heroes is going mid.
Right. And they are both mighty strong in the laning phase. You know, I have this feeling, like, I kind of like the idea of it being a Cheshire Cat puck, but I'm worried that they're going to take something like a Darkseer here and try and run, like, a Darkseer Bounty Hunter dual lane, and then just, like, not have all that much damage to deal with it. We'll see what they end up going for. Still a lot of possibilities. But I really like the offlane puck is the idea.
I'm not too opposed to the offlane puck. The one thing about it that I think is kind of hard for him is that if it is a Bane safe lane, then it's still hard to effectively trade. Like the thing with Puck is that against some of the weaker support heroes, like, you know, for example, a Rubik, even though it's on his team, it's nice to be able to trade with them because you're going to have the orb and eventually the phase shift, and they can't effectively trade regen with you. And that means that you can just get the lane advantage by getting EXP and forcing the support out. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do that against the Bane. So I'm wondering if it is going to end up being that offlane Puck that you were talking about, or if they just want to go ahead and put it mid against Gyro, because I think that matchup is still okay. You can't missile Puck, obviously. He's just going to phase shift every single one of them, and that's one of the big things about Gyro mid is against some matchups you can missile spam, you can flat cannon, you know, harass that way. Puck has a bit of an easier time dealing with that.
All right, I can dig that. That definitely sounds good. I worry about like where their damage output's going to come from, but maybe you can solve that with a different offlane hero as well, or you know, whatever they want to do. But now the ban coming out from effect. I want to make sure they haven't disconnected. All right, good. Occasionally that happens. They're still looking for their 4 most likely. I guess hypothetically it could be a Nature's Prophet 4.
Dire team
and ET's still in the pool?
Radiant.
He is indeed. Ooh, but it's going to be the Naga. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
All right, I'm just going to throw this out there. I think Effect's draft is way better than Gambit's. Like, way better.
Yeah. Naga Siren is a monster early, and combo together with the Nature's Prophet sounds scary as hell. Maybe like team fight damage is a little bit like you don't have that disruptor to pull it all together, but I don't know if it matters.
It's going to be like constant pressure lineup. That's what Effect has. Like they have a lot of low cooldowns. The longest one they have is Naga ulti, but to be honest, I think their lane is so good. Like that, no matter what combination of heroes show up in what lane, I almost favor Effect in every single matchup except where the Razor is. You know, and that's a problem. When I can make any combination of heroes and Effect and say, okay, we win 2 out of 3 lanes, you got to have some kind of crazy teamfight potential to either turn that around or pick a 5th hero that's going to be able to shore up your lanes a bit.
Whoa!
Your hero.
That's not what I was expecting. So it is going to be the Cheshire Cat Puck. You talked about the danger there of trading with the Bane. I guess the other worry is like if you get, you know, slept while you're trying to orb away, but maybe that's where Bignum can help him out and take the Nightmare off. But we'll see how it works out. Does the Phantom Assassin solve the problems?
So I think PA is actually a good pick here, primarily because Effect doesn't really kill you through just pure magic damage, right? And that's when PA becomes weak, when there's a lot of hard disable and there's a lot of burst magic damage. This game, I mean, there's a few nukes, yeah, but you're not going to get like stunned to death. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's a little bit easier to get in and out of the fights as opposed to like the position 4 PA we saw earlier when Navi played it. This is going to be an actual farming PA. And I do think it has the potential to work, and I also think it's got really good synergy with heroes like Bounty Hunter. You throw out the track, you got like this infinite chase potential. So when, you know, if and when the Effect make a mistake, you're going to get not just 1 kill, but 2 kills, 3 kills, etc. You're going to be able to chase them basically forever.
Prepare for battle.
We'll see if they can keep that momentum going, the chase that you're talking about, keeping vision over their opponents, but also, more importantly, it's going to be how do they deal with this laning stage. And it looks like it's going to be a PL running up towards top with ILTW on the gyrocopter mid, and a hell of a lot of people running down bottom, most likely. So, I'm kind of wondering about this because I kind of get what you're saying about like the bounty hunter and, you know, keeping the vision and just sort of overwhelming them. I'm almost wondering if like the way that the patch is going too, though, we're starting to see like being high ground, taking high ground being that like big question mark for all of these teams now. Because it seems like that definitely has been stalling up a lot of them.
I think it's just because the way the patch has kind of evolved in that
30 seconds.
People got so focused on like aggression in the early game and like lanes doing well and killing towers and stuff that they kind of forgot about the tier 3s, because taking the tier 2s and the tier 1s is not really like, it's not super challenging. Sure, people can TP to respond or take fights or whatever, but for the most part, most lineups can get the outer tier towers off the map. but people put more emphasis now on being able to get that early game and get that advantage, that sometimes they lose sight of the high ground. And that, you know, that's just it is a drafting issue for sure, but it's also just a patch.
Right.
A prize.
I'm just like, I remember that troll sniper that we saw the other day, and I'm wondering if that's going to be something that comes around more and more often nowadays. Or
God, I hope not. Get me out, Gabe. Just, I don't want to be in that meta.
Bignum is going to try and pull these creeps around a little bit and get the lane off to a nice start for Cheshire Cat, as these creeps are going to be pushing under, and the PL trading hits. A lot of damage going both ways, actually. And with that, Bignum going to go for the fade time TP. They spot him immediately, and now going to be going for the splash. A couple more hits. Bignum taking some damage. He almost goes down. 17 HP.
This is an incredibly durable set of heroes here, Kingar and Madden. They, like, Bane's got 5 armor, Naga's got 6, and Naga can even decide if she wants to get a Stout Shield at some point to just go ahead and ferry it out.
Well, right now, Effect do see this Bignum rotation in. They saw him go invis, but now they're going to try and pull back in the Bane. Trying to turn. They have another Splash Riptide available in Naga Siren if they want it in a second. Fairy Fire to walk away. Maybe still able to escape for the moment, but they maintain that vision, and the salve is not going to be able to get full duration. So they give the secondary salve over, and now they'll go back to lane and try and bully this a bit more.
Well, the important thing is they're keeping all 3 heroes down here. So the bounty is splitting EXP with the Rubik and the PA. Well, top lane as well, Cheshire Cat's getting mega bullied here by the Nature's Prophet. They're already hitting this tower for a ton, actually.
Yeah, and like there's no real great way to try and rotate this, and Cheshire Cat can't even really pull most of the creep wave. They're just gonna have a second one in here in a second, and meanwhile Afterlife is gonna be able to summon more of these trees in 14 seconds. So tough go. How quickly can this tower fall?
I mean, if they keep doing that and they pull the creeps away, there's definitely the chance to kill it quickly, but it looks like Afterlife has opted out of doing that, and he wants to just maybe go get some bounty runes for some gold and get some EXP for himself, because he actually started mid.
Right.
Like, he started mid with trees, he hit Daxic a few times to give LTW a little bit of a better lane, and then he left. So he's kind of doing the nomadic Nature's Prophet, and it's working.
Yeah. They keep on giving those punches over to Puck, and well, Cheshire Cat needing to find an answer. He does, you know, trade hits fairly well against this guy, although the Orb of Venom is always annoying. And he backs out. In the meantime, bottom lane, Rubik was forced to walk all the way back home. He TPs out to lane afterwards. Bignum trying to get this stack and pull shenanigans off for himself to get a couple points of experience. But altogether, things looking fairly okay for Effect.
Yeah, the CS department, obviously the Razor lane is going to do well. That was the one hero that we looked at during the draft and said, yeah, this guy is probably going to have a good time. But because they're committing all their resources to bottom, they're actually managing to edge out this lane as well, just by outnumbering them in regards to heroes. Like, the Bane is actually the one farming here, interestingly enough.
They're thinking about rotating in with this as well, and Afterlife able to find they are thinking about turning there onto Bignum, but he just gets outside of range, so they won't be able to punish this any further, it looks like.
Yeah, he had the net, like, casted because the sentry was down, but he got out of range, so no dust or anything like that.
Madden pulls the creep waves, and now they are going to attempt to put some more pressure here onto PA. But again, just sort of this dance that's going on down here bottom of taking out sentry wards, trying to maintain vision, and then eventually denying out whatever farm they can from the PA.
Yeah, the issue kind of lies in that the Bane is still farming just as well as the PA, and the Bounty Hunter was soaking a lot of EXP. Like, he almost got like a third of the way to level 3, and that means the PA is going to be a little bit behind. And you don't really want to be behind in a hero like PA because all of her skills are so important. Like, you want the evasion, you want the blink, and the dagger. They all scale very, very well.
Bignum there gives one punch to Afterlife, reveals himself, then backs out. And still bottom, the PL versus the Puck, going for the Phantom Rush, so that way force out the phase shift. Cheshire Cat backs out, and the PL is going to maintain dominance here as mid lane. They're going forward for the Razor, found the net. This was sort of scouted out. The body blocks are going to be there from the trees, at least a little bit, not quite enough though. And that keeps alive the Razor.
It was a nice attempt there from Effect. It's pretty hard for them to actually secure kills like straight up, but they're really good at just like passively pressuring the lane. The Furion TPs have done quite a bit of work just being there with the Orb of Venom in the trees, just hitting people, giving the PL especially the lane that he wants. This matchup in the side lane is really hard for Puck, even without outside influence, because you can see he's maxing Phantom Rush.
Right.
So he just rushes in whenever he's got the creep aggro in his favor, and he just hits the Puck. And you can really only phase shift like one auto.
Yeah.
And then the next one's going to hit you, and then if you phase shift that Phantom Rush, then you're going to get Lance. So it's really kind of tough for the Puck.
And being zoned out, not of experience range, but still, it's not a great time. We've been seeing a pretty consistent presence down here. The Bane taking 2 points in Enfeeble, so PA is forced the last hit with daggers. Although they are going to go now onto Afterlife, trying to bring him low and see if they can kill him off. Still has a teleportation available, but they get First Blood. Cheshire Cat picking that one up.
A fascinating substance.
Bounty Hunter finally making his presence be felt somewhere else on the map besides the safe lane. Is speaking of the safe lane, looks like the safe lane is now mid, as PA and Rubik are both there.
Okay, LTW. They're actually trying to take down this PA, almost able to get it. Still the right click's coming through. Vanscore not enough mana for Fade Bolt, but does have stick charges and can turn here onto LDW. If he's not careful, they find the kill onto Gyro. Just a little bit too greedy, and now they're thinking about diving under the tower. They should be able to do this no problemo. And King R salve as he walks away.
Yeah, he was underestimating Fade Bolt damage because LTW actually had a Fairy Fire. He could have popped it there and not died, but yeah, wasn't expecting the amount of damage that did, I guess.
Rubik level through with the 2 points in it. King R is going to get his bounty rune taken while he stacks up the camp. And I want to see what this Bane does. He's going for the Treads build and now back into an Aquila.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't seen too many farming Banes since the change of the talents, where you used to get the enfeeble damage at level 10 instead of 15. So yeah, it's been a while. I'm not really sure what the meta is now on that.
We're going to see it this game. Top lane, they took down the tower as well, and looks like there's a movement for the gyrocopter. LTW kind of in no man's land. They're going to jump forward for this one. No level 6 yet on the PA, but doesn't matter. They're still going to do a lot. Is it enough, though? They're not killing him off. He gets away.
How the hell did he just live through that? That's crazy, actually, that he managed to walk out. I guess the Fairy Fire saved him this time.
Yeah. Has the raindrops, too? They thought he was going to go to the shrine, but gyrocopter heads all the way back home.
So the one thing that we always have to keep note of this game is that part of the reason why I like Defect in their draft a lot more is because they do have the PL, and the PL had a very good lane. He's the highest CS right now, and at some point this hero will become very difficult for Gambit to deal with. And this is what I was talking about too, about the Lance and then into the Phantom Rush. Like you can dodge one, but you can't dodge them both. Like you're either going to get hit by Phantom Rush or you're going to get hit by Spirit Lance.
And Puck's still been able to make a life for himself up here, certainly. Not to the same level as the PL has, but he's at least gotten level 7, has a soul ring, some treads. We'll see where he goes for it next, as Bignum's still scouting things out, and his bounty really hasn't been able to do much. He is going to break that smoke now, and they won't find him as he hides behind the trees, so that's something.
Yeah, that was a nice little play there, coming in from Bignum. Making sure that this rotation doesn't really result in anything, because that was a Fiend's Grip too on the Bane.
Well, they can't afford to get caught out by it now. And it looks like they're heading down here. They have got a nice little catch here onto the Rubik, and the Rocket is going forward for the PA as she tried to TP away, gets hit by the Rocket, and oh wait, no, she didn't try to TP away, excuse me, she still has her TP. But it might be a bit too far to die for this one. Arctic shows up as well. Madden still does have a Brain Sap here if he wants to try and turn it. A lot of HP coming back in towards him. The call down as well. That Radiant won't be able to find anything more past that.
It's one of those situations where you really wish you skilled Nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of understand why he went for the 2 points into Enfeeble, because he was left alone. The Naga actually rotated out of the lane for a little bit, and he was left to his own devices. And realistically, without like a Soul Ring, you don't really have the mana to be throwing out Nightmares and stuff. It's middle lane, LTW.
Let's have stick charges still. And it's gonna try and do damage, but kind of tough. Haste turn on Big Nim as well. So they force back the Razor. He had stick charges, was never really in that much danger. And it's another smoke play. This time will not be broken by a bounty hunter, at least at the start of it, as they're waiting for somebody to come back mid, and they're going to grip them.
You know, all things considered, Gambit actually managed to walk away with a pretty good amount of net worth on all the heroes in their core positions.
Yeah. Good play here by Big Nim. He's going to scout out this
Radiant's
Bane.
middle tower is under attack.
And he is actually giving them a lot right now. So are they really going to come and try and fight this right here? He's going to find the grip there to the side. They're not breaking it. They do get it now with the coil. On to 3 of them. But is it going to be enough? Big Nim trying to beat away at these guys as well with Vanscore in the area. He's going to start to fall. So far, everybody from Effect still dropping low, but not dead yet. They take down the Gyrocopter. Vanscore looking like he is going to die, but they take down the Bane as well. So 2 for 2 with the tower dead.
You also have to keep in mind they're basically fighting a 4v5 because the PL is just farming this whole time. He's not trying to come to the team fights at all. He's going for the Battle Fury build. I'm kind of wondering if Diffusal wouldn't have been a little bit more conducive to their style of play, especially considering because they're up against a Bounty Hunter. Like, a lot of the time you want to go for the Battle Fury because it lets you farm faster, you get that good transition, and you're not like as illusion reliant as you would normally be. But this is a game where, you know, Gambit, they want to fight, especially once the Bounty Hunter hits 6. So if you have the Diffusal early, and a team fight like that, imagine if the PO was actually there with the Diffusal, because he has enough money, if you consider the money that he put into Perseverance to actually have one. Right. They would have killed everything there. Like, every hero would be dead.
Yeah, it is a little bit different, and, well, they miss out on a couple kills because of that. They're going to pressure for this tower, meanwhile the PL is going to farm. Do you think that that's something that really hurts them, not, like, wholeheartedly winning that fight there, or is there a benefit to going for the Battle Fury?
Well, there is absolutely a benefit for the Battle Fury. It's that he knows how strong he's going to be in this game if he gets the farm. So if he gets to like 5 or 6 items, it's not impossible to kill him, but it's real difficult. And they still ended up getting the tier 1 in the mid lane, regardless of how many heroes they lost. And they get the tier 1, so it's not like they're playing it poorly or incorrectly. It's just a preference, I guess, for him. Yeah. And maybe his team also said that no, you just farm because we want you to carry us. Like, he can hard like carry this game.
Yeah. Well, they're pushing forward for a tier 1 in the mid lane. While that's happening, though, Effect pushing down bottom. Nice clear of the entire creep wave there by Cheshire Cat. And it looks like Naga Siren moving back. She does have 6. Could be a sleep time. They're not going to stick around. Yeah, King R forces them back, keeps the tower alive yet again. And Effect sitting pretty.
This is one of those games where I think Song is mostly going to be used as a defensive utility more than like I want to go in. Because what really do you combo with it? It's pretty much just call down. Nothing else really on the team is going to be good for setup. Bottom, Cheshire Cat. Goodbye, sir.
That's what the Bane will bring for you. Just very, very strong disable for that puck. Level 8 right now on the Bane.
Warriors of the wood.
In the meantime, the PL finished off an Ancient stack. He's getting towards his next item maybe in a little bit here. But more time being bought for him.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how his progression goes after the Battle Fury. There's some variation on PL builds. Some people just go straight into the Manta and pretty much play it like you would a Jug, like in that style. Some people go back for the Diffusal Blade. Some people go bots. It's all about like what the player's preference is in this situation.
Got it. They do have track online now with Big Nim, and he is going to be scouting out Madden here. They have vision of him with the ward, and now maybe a chance for something. Now they're going to hang on to that stun. That should be a kill onto the Bane, as they have the Nightmare coming out. But the hit, going to trade that over now after he throws out the stun, trying to get the kill, and it's going to happen. Well played by Gambit.
That's a track kill too, I believe, on the board.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that's going to be kind of the big turning point here for Gambit, because now they want to just all-out aggression all the time. They know the PL has pretty much nothing but a naked Battle Fury, and they got Blink on Puck, they got Track, they got basically every single utility at their disposal that they need to start taking advantages of the game.
Dire's middle tower has
Take down that tower as well.
Radiant's top
I guess the
tower is
one
under
thing that's a little
attack.
weird is the PA going for the Battle Fury herself. It's not like one of those instant run-in-there items, but she will still be able to keep up and farm at least to some extent with the PL.
Yeah, I mean, hers is going to be a bit delayed in comparison, so I would expect the PL to kind of stay ahead.
Yeah.
And he is looking like he's going to opt for the bots build, which is just,
Are scanned.
I want to try to avoid fights as much as possible. I'm not entirely sold on the bots, but, you know, he obviously feels like it's good for the situation. And Scan, get a hit here.
They have the Nightmare right at the start as well, able to catch on to that Bounty Hunter, keeping him out of the fight. ILTW going to fall. They able to take down that Gyrocopter. Now Steal of Nightmare, they're going to chase forward for more. They have the song to disengage if they need to make it happen, which they might just need to as the chase is continuing. King R, he ends up getting Nightmare by the Rubik, but it's taken off, and King R is almost going to fall. Another Nightmare, that time from his team, but ends up costing him his life. So 2 more track kills, or rather just 1. The Gyro, I think, did not get tracked.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He might have.
This game is, it's definitely getting a little bit rough for effect. Like, I'm wondering if the Battle Fury bots build is not just a little bit too greedy.
Dire's bottom tower.
Like, even
is
though the
under
PL
attack.
is going to have a hard time taking out a hero like PA who has, like, very high base evasion, you can just munch on every single other person on that team. Like the Razor, the Bounty, the Rubik, even the Puck, you kill all of them with a Diffusal Blade. Super, super easily. And he might just die here. He's going to walk back into... Oh, never mind.
They're going to get that Courier and try and find more. They do end up taking Afterlife down with the right clicks. Bignum running away. Can throw it at Track if he wants in a second. They do take down the Bounty, and it looks like they will be able to find Vanscore most likely, as well as King R is running him down. Has another Riptide, and there it is. Cheshire Cat. He jumps away as well. He's in trouble now. Got a Coil. Trying to run. They could Doppelganger this if he wants, but not going to go for it.
Yeah, that's still a pretty difficult kill. I don't know, man. I'm a little bit nervous for effect here. I feel like they did a lot of really good things. They got the tier 1s down. You know, they're playing like this 4 Protect 1 style by basically playing LTW as a rotating, like non-farming mid, even though he's a Gyro, and they're putting all the eggs in the PL basket. I thought that they would play this a bit more like a unit and have the PL more involved in the actual fights, but they're basically acting as if he's just the non-fighting, I'm gonna farm all game hero.
The dust is not popped for the Bounty Hunter. And with that, they now realize that all of effects in the area here. Aiden pops his smoke by right-clicking creeps, and that means Bignum can see all of this. Again, sort of unfortunate timings coming out there. The Puck is pushing along the top lane. Looks like he is going to be able to get that tier 1 tower.
Dire's top tower
The dust
has been
doesn't
denied.
connect onto the Bounty. I don't know. It's feeling very unorganized from effect right now.
Well, I think they had a really good idea. I think the only part that's kind of missing is just the full-out team fight, because they don't have one of their highest net worth heroes is not there.
Yeah.
So whenever you're fighting, like, if you imagine Gambit currently have a 2K net worth lead, yeah? But if you subtract the PL's net worth, that's like a 12K lead if you think about him pretty much not coming to any team fight. Now, the bots might alleviate that a bit, but...
Move in now, Dream Coil onto 2, Silence and Dead on 1 as Bignum trying to run. The PL turns, able to go for the quick turnaround there, and now they pull back in King R a little bit closer. Laser maybe a bit too far forward as well. We'll see if he's going to be able to survive through this. There's just too much damage. So he is going to drop, and maybe Gambit, the stomp ends up hitting onto 3 while they're nightmaring and gripping the PA. So she's going to jump away, trying to live through this for the moment, and well, a tracked up King R here is still able to live. Now running away, Bignum doesn't look like he's going to be able to escape though as the Doppelganger comes out and they find the kill. So effect guess what? When they fight with their PL, it goes well.
It's crazy, right? Who would have thought? You know, the nice thing is Gambit actually brought the fight to him. They literally walked up and said, please, sir, please kill us.
And he obliged. That's even before he got his Yasha online, which is now going to be turned shortly into a Sanjin Yasha, fully completed.
Where's my pension?
So, I mean, we've been talking about the strength right here of, you know, the Gambit lineup, and how much they've been able to bring it back, but I guess the PL is still a problem.
Yeah, it's going to be like that looming presence over Gambit the entire game. Is how much time do you have before the PL becomes a real issue? What can you do between that time? And can you even feasibly look at the high ground and say that, hey, we can push this, you know? So there's a lot of question marks behind the game right now. And I mean, that's what makes it interesting, right? You don't actually know who's going to win. It just felt like for a while to me that the PL style, it didn't really feel like it was working that well because the rest of his team was basically just throwing their bodies down so we could hit creeps.
Right.
And sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't.
King R finds himself a Bignum here. They're bringing in Afterlife, and, well, that's going to be a dead bounty hunter.
I gambled and lost.
Key things to watch out for in the fights, because it's been feeling like very chaotic to me. Is it just like if PL dies, you're good for Gambit, pretty much, or is there anything else that they really need to watch out for?
Yeah, I think the PL is the main concern, for sure. Like, he's the one who's going to basically... He can shred through, like, 3 or 4 of the heroes on the side of Gambit, no problem. The PA is the only one that's going to be annoying for him because the PA is going to have the evasion, and until he gets MKB, he can't reliably, like, focus that hero down. So the build that he's going for right now, like he's got the SNY with the Battle Fury and the bots, it's more of a ignore the PA and kill everyone else. And then prior to the PA getting BKB, I can let my Gyro and my Bane and my Naga kind of deal with him, and that's fine. But once the BKB comes out, that's not going to work anymore, and that's when Gambit is going to start to feel real strong.
The only other thing I guess I'm a little concerned about is Cheshire Cat being able to deal with him as well. Like, he doesn't have an answer right now for that silence, as they're going to try and chase down this buck. Looks away,
Dire's top tower
and it looks
is
like
under
she's going to be
attack.
okay. So, like an initiation that comes out with a puck jumping onto her. Oh god, another grip here onto Razor. They're trying to fight this one. Ends up stealing grip. He's going to turn it now onto the Gyro, but it's not going to work. But they do get the Razor out.
Yeah, that was just a sacrificial play. Vanscore has definitely been playing pretty well this series so far. Afterlife 2, gonna get picked off here.
Bignum comes in for the finish. Oh, maybe not. Oh, he's TP'd away. Afterlife gets out.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Oh
under
god.
attack.
I actually thought they were gonna kill him for sure there, but yeah, they didn't quite have the damage output.
Radiant's
Fortunately,
bottom tower
even though they
is
lose a
falling.
couple of heroes, they do get the BKB on PA.
More survivability there. And she can kind of do whatever she wants in these fights. Gonna need to get into that damage shortly with the Deso, and it looks like now Effect wanting to move in and take down Roshan. Just hit level 20, so the plus 500 Phantom Rush range on the PL is there. And we've got Aghanim's almost done for the puck too, which can make a pretty big difference.
I think it's really good against pretty much everyone but the PL. Because the PL can just doppelganger over the edge of the coil. As long as he doesn't mess it up, he'll pretty much never get hit by that stun.
Radiant are scared. Roshan has fallen
Rosh
to the
goes
tower.
down, and Effect going to pick up that Aegis. The setup mid, maybe a chance to go here onto the Bane, blowing him up rather rapidly, and that's another track kill for him. And they also stole grip again.
Yeah, did he just not use another spell?
I guess. And now they've caught themselves the Naga. They're going to use the grip onto it, and ILTW looking to try and run away. You can still chase this one if they want it to long duration stun onto Vanscore. They do have Ags, but no coil left for the puck. So everybody trying to escape here. There's also going to be a regen rune picked up. Maybe need for a turnaround here. They burn through those illusions. Now trying to run. A silence is there onto that PL, and now he's trying to run away, the doppelganger, but they maintain the vision over who it is because the link is still there. They blow up Afterlife. They're going to continue this fight now. They pop the BKB, turn to try and take him down. He's tracked up. Ninja needing to run away. He's going to be able to dispel that track, but now they reapply it and continuing to chase. He does have nowhere left to go. A lot of armor, a lot of survivability, but is it enough? That's Aegis down. And just like that, Gambit strike back in a big way and get out.
That was just really greedy. The PL basically just baited them all into dying there. That was not really a smart play. He lost his Aegis for basically no reason. Like, as soon as they walk up the hill and he was chasing a PA, and that's why I was saying the PA is the only hero on the team of Gambit that he really has a hard time killing, and it's because of the evasion. He just doesn't do any damage to him because there's no MKB. Now, he's going for the Silver Edge route, which is fine. It pretty much does the same thing as an MKB, just on a shorter time frame. So you have, like, the 5 seconds after the break to kill the PA, or you're probably just not going to kill her.
Right.
And it's like, that chase, like, sure, he himself can live and most likely get away, but his teammates just can't. Like, they don't have the 10-second doppelganger cooldown to do things like remove track or go up hills and stuff like that. So, definitely ill-advised to do a chase like that.
And even he doesn't really get out at the end either, so it really falls apart. And now suddenly Gambit are looking, again, pretty. A nice swing back. It's never really eclipsed a 3,000 gold lead or that much of an experience lead either. Does it start to get easier for either team as this game goes on?
I still think Effects probably have the late game advantage, assuming there's no, like, really big mistakes. I mean, I guess you could say that getting 2 of your teammates killed and losing an Aegis is a pretty big mistake in of itself. But the fact of the matter is he's still got, like, a full item up on the next highest net worth hero on the team, so... or in the game, I should say. It's, with the Silver Edge, we'll see what he can do with it. I think this could be the point where he's able to really deal with the PA.
Now the rotation in towards mid. They get a Nightmare onto one. Afterlife showing up to this one as well. And looks like this is going to be a sacrificial bounty. Let's get his Spirit Vessel done, which is nice. As PL looking for a pickoff with the Silver Edge. God, he runs around so
Radiant's
fast.
top tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's got the SNY bots and the Silver Edge and Biz movement speed. He's pretty close to hasted, I would say, when he's invisible.
Now, let's take a look what his
Radiant's
movement
middle
speed is
tower
like.
is under attack.
800. Oh, because of the Phantom Rush stuff too.
Dire's
that still a
bottom
thing?
Tower is under attack.
What, the Phantom Rush bug?
Yeah.
No, they fixed that a while ago. That was a silly bug.
I didn't even know how it worked.
It was something to do with, like, trying to, like, target something and then retargeting or, like, using some Quelling Blade or something like that. I don't know. There was a video of Ice 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 doing it in a pub, and he would just literally Phantom Rush for, like, 10 million years. It was pretty funny stuff.
A smoke underneath a ward. Rather unfortunate turn of events for Gambit right there. They hit the scan as well. They know exactly where they're going. Now, do they decide to try and set up? It looks like they want to bait out one. There's a lot of vision in this area, though, for Gambit. Need to be careful. Puck moving back in. Also, they don't have the Nature's Prophet or the Gyrocopter here for this. But you can bet that they're going to be ready to return and run over here. Time calls for it. Bane. Fairly tanky as a frontliner. They see him over here, and he's going to move forward now. Force Staff gets the grip right at the start on the Razor. Looking for the chase. They're going to go in right now with the PA, but they break her. BKB out. Doesn't matter. They still got her caught, and the song is there as well. They're able to isolate with her BKB. There's no help coming from the rest of her team. Trying to burn through these guys. She is going to live for the moment. Jumps away to the side. Gyrocopter is now isolated as well. They're able to run down. The PL lifted up. Can they bring him down in time? EA somehow lives throughout all of that as King R tries to run, and they don't have a way to disengage. A good jump out of there, and they are going to be able to escape with the PL. They take down King R, but Effect overestimating their potential.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, the PA is going to be the last bastion of hope against the PL. I really think that in games like this, okay, yeah, he did go back for the MKB. I was going to say, if he still decides to go for Scotty after that team fight, I would be very surprised. Because the Scotty doesn't really solve his problem. The problem is you need to be able to kill that hero. Yeah. If the PA dies and the PL is still alive, Effect will win the fight, like 9 times out of 10.
Dire's structures are
And
fortified.
you have this timing now for effect where they're... Oh, wait. Initiation coming out on a Cheshire Cat. He is going to try and escape. Very long duration jump and a blink
Middle
away.
tower is under attack.
But I guess this timing before the MKB comes out, then do you look to try and take advantage of that and push the tempo as Gambit?
They won't have that much time. He's gonna farm 1,000 gold in like less than 2 minutes.
Dire's
So
bottom tower
your
is under
window
attack.
of the PA's like superiority through having the blur talent is gonna end in like less than 120 seconds. So it's not to say that the game's over or anything. It just means that the PA has to be a lot more careful.
Right. Manta is the pickup for PA. They're going to push up the top lane as well. And Bignum's still looking, but not finding anybody. The Bounty Hunter's been able to get a lot done in this game, I feel like.
Oh yeah, the Bounty Hunter killed it this game. I mean, he kind of started bottom and soaked a bit of the XP, but after that, you know, he found a lot of action. He got his tracks out. You know, that's pretty much all you need from the hero. As long as you're doing okay in team fights, whenever you trade even and you have a bounty, you're technically still winning.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gambit still hiding, not wanting to get caught out by what could be a smoke, and looks like Effect farming a little bit more of the map. They have a nullifier on ILTW, which is pretty significant, being able to interrupt those BKBs. Roche, possible to respawn in 20 seconds, as Bignum almost walks into a sentry right there. They spot out ILTW. Missile is out already. No, excuse me, that's chasing the courier. And they're going to call off the charge. MKB done on PL.
Okay, so this is the actual scary point now. Let's see, how long is the Roshan spawn? It is... Okay, medium, so it's 1 minute and 30. Now they know that this guy has MKB because they've already revealed the illusions in lane. It's a very tense situation for both teams. One really good team fight from either of them could secure a huge advantage in the game and potentially just win it for them.
And that
Oh,
word
this
just,
PA.
it barely caught the sight of him. Ends up being
Oh.
nullified. No way out. There's going to be the grip. Every damn thing thrown on her. And she is gone. I think she was just barely clipped by this ward right here. And that means she goes down.
That nullifier just paid for itself, boys. Right there. 1 PA kill coming up.
Oh, Roche still a little ways away, but they're getting ready to knock on the high ground here. Backdoor protection still in effect. And the bunk blink away by the puck. Chasing forward for more. The PL just willing to go in right there. They actually miss on the coil for him, though. And he's able to run away. It's tracked onto 2, but they can't chase.
Yeah, that's painful, having to buy back like that. He was making his way towards the Basher. I mean, I guess he'll still be able to farm okay, but... Yeah, he wanted to get to the Abyssal Blade just to be able to reliably focus down the PL. It's going to be a lot harder to do that now.
Illusion.
And the plus side is they're going to be walking into Roche right as it responds. But can they actually do it? It's another question entirely.
Now, this Roche is super risky for either team.
Oh, Dust realizes that Bounty Hunter was on him, and he's going to TP away. Barely gets out of there.
It's still very much either team's game. I mean, they did force the buyback out of the PA, which is kind of a bummer. It's going to make them a bit more hesitant, I think, to fight if Roshan does, in fact, become the point of contention between these two teams.
Smoke up as the Nature's Prophet TPs away, so he's not going to be able to help them in this fight. Now, they do see these guys on the other side of the cliff. They spot out everybody from effect. And ready to jump, but they don't know where that PL is. He's off in the trees, hiding away, now looking for the opening. He's, again, gone into his Shadow Blade. Silver Edge is there. EA needs to be careful there. The chase is going to be there. The break, the jump away. Still alive for the moment. Meanwhile, all this is happening. Nature's Prophet is pushing the bottom lane. They need to be able to address that. And it does look like the PA is going to go down to try and deal with it, or rather the puck is. But that opens the path for Roche, possibly. Even that's a little scary. And again, Nature's Prophet Afterlife is just going to do all this. He actually doesn't have mana, though.
Yeah, I think he just killed himself, maybe. Oh, okay, the PA is not close enough to throw a dagger. He's fine. Man, that is so annoying though. And now the Big Numb's like out here with just a Razor all by themselves. Alright, the rest of the team's coming.
They're going. They're looking for that opening. ILTW, the blows down to the whole ground, and now they've got the Aegis on the PL. They need to get the link, so that's a decent way to start it. Well, Sleep is going to be there as well, stealing a lot of the damage. BKB and Razor, though, is going to be isolated. No! He gets it taken off there because the BKB wears out. So they don't get the full duration grip, and instead, it might end up being the Bane going down as well. Not a bad way to start it, but can they find any more? It's a lot of damage. It's going to be a nullifier out, but PA still does a ton, and chasing down ILTW might end up falling. They're not getting enough in the side lanes with the swift push. They lose the gyro. And now the PL trying to do what he can, but he gets silenced, and he doesn't have an answer to that right now. They're draining all of his mana. He's starting to fall. They get the vision over to him as well as the chase is continuing. And they buy back on the Rubik to deal with the split push that's coming from that Nature's Prophet. Can they kill him again, though? Looking like they want to try and take him. The silence is there. As they're switching over and trying to get the TP away. They should be able to do it here now, but the net's going to be there. Forced to the low ground and the TP away. He's odd to get out of there. They almost bring down the Razor, but it's not enough.
God, it took them so unbelievably long to kill that PL just even one time. The PA just can't really stick on him. That's the problem. The hero's too fast. Like, you throw something at him, and he's either going to pop a doppelganger. You could potentially just use the Silver Edge right after if you don't have the track up, because obviously it's a soft spell, so you get the removal of the track. And then if he hits you with a Silver Edge, then you're not critting, which means you're not doing any damage, and then you can't kill him anyway. Now he's got a heart, so he's got like 3750 HP on top of that.
And that 25 talent, like he does a ton of damage.
Yeah, the crit talent's crazy. I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't take the doppelganger talent this game. Just because of how often tracks can be flying out and stuff like that. Like, if he had a Manta style and the doppelganger talent, he could just infinitely remove debuffs. Like, he saves the Manta for the silence of the puck, and then everything else he can just doppelganger.
Right. Oh, he still doesn't have an answer for that silence. Does have the cheese available to him, but meanwhile, while this is all going on, you look top, Nature's Prophet's going to be split pushing. They need to choose a lane to try and focus and defend, and right now it's not really happening for either of them. They're breaking Blink Daggers with that right click coming in from the gyro, and it looks like they're going to choose to defend top lane from these treants, sacrificing the bottom lane to effect. And Nature's Prophet is going to go down. Can they find any more?
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
I don't know if they're going to really be able to... Oh, Big Num?
He's out there.
I guess they don't really want to take the team fight with the Nature's Prophet being dead. But this is like a very well executed play here from Effect. They get a split push going. They know they don't really need the Nature's Prophet to be there. He's always been in the side lanes, just pressuring constantly, even when fights are going on. It just makes Gambit like have to address him more or less.
Gem is there, so Puck knew that he was coming, and now need to be careful. But good chase here to try and find the PL. Not going to happen. Gets the CP away.
Radiant are scanning.
So the PL shows in mid. They realize that they missed him, and now a DD has spawned top. Do Effect go with that, or do they even find it?
Well, they don't have vision of the top rune, so I'm not sure if they know it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they know that there's a rune top, but they probably don't know it's a DD.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
Looks like they're going to give it to the PA instead. So maybe a chance to take this fight with the DD on PA.
A couple lucky crits. You never know. Could happen.
Nature's Prophet comes in. They're trying to bait this out. They find the gyro right at the start. They've got the damage for him. He just evaporates. 1,700 on the crit, now looking for more. Afterlife trying to run away. Is it going to happen, though? They take him down. Killing spree, and bottom lane, PL is going to push this out. But my God, the DD works.
Yeah, I feel pretty bad for LTW there. He got exploded instantly. I mean, he's gone for a pretty unorthodox gyro build. He's got the Orc and Nullifier combo, which obviously very good if you just want to prevent a hero from using items.
Look out mid. The PL is here, and they throw out the Lotus Orb. The Nightmare is there onto one, able to seal it away, so now they have Enfeeble as well, trying to take this guy down. As the Razor almost going to fall, looks like he is going to drop to this as they're chasing. He actually hides off to the side, and the song might actually save their life for a moment. He's running away, getting the heals. They end up taking him down. The Lance goes out, and now needing to run somewhere else. Although with the PA here, they might be able to bring down another one. The Bane is dead. The only one left alive is this PL. Are they doing it?
Well, they're definitely getting a ton of gold from these track kills, I'll tell you that much. The PL is kind of still sitting in the back line. They can't overstay here. They will all die if they stay.
He's turning. He didn't get the break off, though. Still has the MKB. Need to be careful there. There's the lift up onto the gyrocopter, trying to run away. They decide to go back in. He's running away from them, though. The BKB has already been popped. And now they have the break, needing to run, needing to hide. Radiant trying to get the hell out of there.
Oh, the PL misplayed that pretty hard. Like, he just goes in straight away. He breaks the coil, and he gets stunned for like 4.5 seconds, and he's not able to really deal any damage during that entire time. They should have been able to get at least a handful of kills there, but the PL definitely misplayed it.
Well, still, it is Elena racks down and tier 3 gone in the top lane, but they haven't been keeping their creep waves pushed out as much as they would want. Looks like that's what Nature's Prophet's going to be focusing on now, trying to always make sure that Gambit are losing something if they're pressuring a lane.
Yeah, he's been very good about it this game. Like, Afterlife has played very, very solid. Like, even in the beginning of the game, he played a very unorthodox style of Nature's Prophet, which is basically just run back and forth between top and mid and just, like, throw treants at people and, like, hit them. But it did enough to secure the lanes. And that's really what I think they wanted more than anything, which is to make sure that the PL had some farm and was able to get off the ground.
Yeah. I still don't know who's really coming out ahead in this game. Do you feel like either team is just, like, inherently going to be in a better position?
I mean, the PL is kind of maxed out. He can get, like, bots too and a moon shard. He's got a nullifier in his backpack right now. I'm not even sure what he gets rid of for it. Probably the Battle Fury, just, like, during fights. But because he's maxed out, there will probably become a point where the rest of his team is not really able to, like, do that much in the fight. Like, look at the Bane, for example. This guy was basically a core.
Yeah.
And he was the one farming in the lane, and he's really only got a 4-staff and not even a BKB yet. So it's, like, all in on that hero.
And now, Gyrocopter isolated and going to be killed off. They can't get there in time with the Song to Sleep and Kill. And with the creep wave mid, they're getting ready to push. TPs, it's on cooldown for the PL. He TP'd bottom, so he's not going to be here in time to come and defend this tower yet. And Bane also, he's back again, so they do have this at least somewhat under wraps, as they're going to try and pressure out the side lanes at the same time.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I mean, he's going to be able to deal a decent amount of damage to the base if he wants. Okay, Song set up.
On to 3. They're all here. They're trying to take this one, but is it going to work out? Doppelganger to create some illusions. They immediately, though, go on to the Bane. They blow him up. Great play there to take off the Fiend's Grip, and that is going to be isolated right now. The PL needing to run the hell away from there. They're still chasing, though, trying to find that kill onto him. He gets invis, and that's going to keep alive the PL. So the Barracks starting to fall, and in the meantime, you do still have Afterlife doing his best, able to get the Ratastic Dota going on.
Radiant's top barracks.
They're TPing in with that Bounty Hunter. He ends up getting his canceled as well. So Bignum needing to run away now. Although, they might just end up paying for that one. They take down Bignum, or rather the King R Naga Siren. I don't know about this one.
I don't know. I think that a lot of the reason why that Effect is struggling so much is his Gyro's build. I think if he just went normal Gyro items, this game would have been super easy. Because, I mean, think about it, right? He doesn't have a BKB. It's a 45-minute game almost. And they have, like, all these heroes that just get in your face and just kill you pretty much immediately. So he doesn't really have any survivability either. His entire kit is predicated on getting Nullified Bloodthorn on a hero, but the problem is there's a Lincoln's on the PA, and he has Manta. So he can Manta the projectile from the Nullifier, and you can't Bloodthorn him. So this build is basically like, what, 10,000 plus gold of items that just don't really do that much anymore?
Yeah.
If you just had like the normal, you know, okay, I'm going to get a Butterfly, I'm going to get a Satanic, I'm going to get an MKB, he would be a monster in fights, and he would actually be able to stay alive. And you see how fast, like, every single team fight, LCW is just getting blown up. That's why I'm saying, like, it's all in on the PL, because this Gyro's build just doesn't really do anything right now.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe you could say that you could use it to take down the other heroes, but it's
Radiant
really
are
about the
scanning.
PA and needing to kill her off. I guess the other ones to some extent too, but, well, he's not even really getting that off. They get blown the hell up. Bignum breaks the smoke. They dust a little bit late. Roche's back up. Don't know if Gambit feel like going into it, though, as the illusion of the Nature's Prophet is going to scout him. And now they know. Can they do anything about it, though? They don't want to fight.
I actually think that the PL is just like no longer capable of doing a 1v5. They're gonna have to like split up the map, try to do what they can in the side lanes, and try to prevent Gambit from getting the 5-man together. Because if they do, I think they just lose.
Well, and it's going all in right now for this tier 3 tower. Effect, they're starting to deal some damage to it. They've already got one. Now, can they find any more? The silence a little bit late, but they do get the coil now. The pullback is going to try and snap it. Although Appaninge still running away. They have the sleep there to try and get out with everybody. They're going to drop the call down, but they get grip him immediately. They stole grip with the Rubik. They blow up the PL. He has buyback, but he's dead for 100, and they might need to force this one. They're still chasing here. The Bane going to be caught. Is that the refresher shard used, I think?
That was 2 coils, right? So,
Yeah.
I think it was.
So they get nothing. They don't get the melee barracks. They don't get the tier 3. They lose 2 heroes. It took a second.
I don't know. I think there's still a chance for Effect, but it's kind of gotten to the point where there's 3 really farmed heroes on Gambit, and there's only 1 really farmed hero on Effect. And again, I do think a lot of it's just because of the Gyro's build. Like, I think this build is like, it's super niche, and they were probably feeling really confident when he started buying the items because they had a huge lead at that point in the game, and the PL was still like towering like 10k above the PA. But the PA is like more than almost half closed that gap right now.
Yeah.
So the difference in like itemization is no longer there. And sure, the PA doesn't have an MKB or anything if the PL decided to go for Butterfly, but that's also the reason why I thought that a traditional Gyro build would have just done so much. Because the PA needs the Lincolns, needs the Manta style, which means you don't have inventory room for an MKB. You just physically can't fit it into your inventory, especially because you have to be another hero pushing the lanes. The Battle Fury kind of needs to stay there too.
Right.
So it's one of those weird situation where the way that you win the game is by itemizing in a way that the enemy team can't counter. And they can't really counter the Butterfly choice unless some other hero besides one of the cores buys a Bloodthorn.
Well, and it feels too like even like the best case scenario is Gyrocopter waits until everything's been used, he kites away people, and then is able to like unload the Bloodthorn and the Nullifier. But even times when we've seen that, PA just runs at him, and usually he dies anyways. Like,
yeah, that's why the Satanic MKB build is good this game, because the PA is obviously always going to jump on the Gyro because the PL is a lot harder to focus down. And unless that hero is already like CC'd, the PA is more or less just going to jump to every other target first and then just kill the PL last when he's the only one remaining.
Well, we have some 25s out there. It's going to be the Dream Coil Rapid Fire Puck with the Mjolnir, baby. It's happening.
I like this talent quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
It's very underrated, and a lot of the time when you're playing Puck, you feel like by the time you hit 25, if you're having a really good game, sometimes you just don't need the GPM.
Yeah.
Like, you have enough already to be able to get stuff done. And the Dream Coil Rapid Fire just offers him tremendous late game scaling that you just can't get through sheer gold, because what will eventually happen is you run out of inventory slots.
Right.
And a 6-slotted Puck is not like super impressive. It's just, okay, you offer some control and you're hard to kill. But if you get the damage items out and you get the Rapid Fire, then you are a completely different late game hero.
And queuing up a Rapier on the Puck also.
I think you might be memeing a bit with that one. You know, you never know.
I mean, if he gets a Dream Coil Rapid Fire on all those heroes,
A prize.
could be kind of cool.
Bountiful.
We'll see if it ends up being what he goes for or not. Already the
Dyer's
Mjolnir
bottom
means
tower
that he is
is
hitting
under
rather
attack.
rapidly and rather hard.
Dyer's structures are fortified.
That's the other cool thing about it, is that you can still hit while you're in phase shift, I believe, as well with the talent.
As long as you're in range, you're hitting. Even if you're Yules, even if you're phase shifted, whatever, you're still hitting them.
Yeah.
Dire's
I
bottom
wonder if
tower
Satanic
under
is a build you could go for later.
Yeah, it seems a bit like unnecessary. Like Puck's, his specialty is being able to survive.
Right.
So if you build lifesteal, that means you kind of like you're not getting the damage out of the rapid fire, and plus you have so many other inventory slots that are like necessary and allocated to other things. I don't really think you can get lifesteal.
is under attack.
Well, Puck is going to push out the lane, not being caught, but they don't have TP boots yet for 25 more seconds on the Puck, as they're going to instead go back, take down this shrine, and
Dire's bottom
we will have to see what the answer is going to be for effect, because they've been coming up with nothing so far. It's been a hard-ass game for them.
Yeah, again, it's just basically 3 cores against 1. That's the real deal reason why the PL can't just win the game for his team anymore. And the longer the game goes, it's not really going to get any better.
They got the gyro yet again. Caught, killed, done. And it's so much damage there with all of the heroes on top of him. They're looking for more, trying to chase. Silence is there as well. Cheshire Cat pops the Lotus Orb, still going to be able to live for the moment. They threw it onto him. They take down the Bane. Afterlife is trying to split push for all he's worth. But with those 2 heroes down, they have buyback. Gambit looking to take more. They still have that Aegis also on the PA. They need to deal with the split push that's coming in. It is a lot of treants. They're going to hit that building rather hard.
I think if they just win a decisive team fight right now and they just go tier 4s, they can just end it. I don't know how they kill the PA. Like, this PA is very, very tanky and has Aegis.
Yeah. They're looking. Again, they have Nullifier. They haven't been able to break the blink yet. They're going to try and turn this one, and with the Lotus Orb, it means it's a little bit too tough. He does dodge the Nullifier after he comes back with the Doppelganger. That was a nifty play, but it's still not enough. It's just so hard.
Gold is a great conductor.
Yeah, the PL went from being like a super big threat to not really as scary anymore. Everyone's got a ton of armor. There's not really like an easy target for him anymore.
You know, maybe the Bane is going to be one of the answers to it also, because he does have minus 220 damage with Enfeeble. So, you know, if you hit it onto the PA, she's actually not dealing that much anymore.
She actually deals almost 0 damage with the Enfeeble on. But the problem is she has Lincolns and BKB.
Right.
So you need to like preemptively get the Enfeeble on her before the fight actually starts.
Yeah. Otherwise she just dies or everybody dies so quickly. Well, Cheshire Cat again in top lane. They are all set up for him. But with the Lincoln Sphere, it's kind of hard to make this work. Does have almost the data list completed. Wants to save for buyback, though. And they just don't feel confident going on it. They don't have any other vision of where these heroes are. Now they see. Maybe ready to go.
Oh my god, that's another DD. Oh boy.
All right, Feeble officially no longer works as an answer.
And Feeble just takes away his DD, that's it. It just brings it back to normal PA.
All right. Well, they did catch Cheshire Cat here. And with the Fiend Script and everything, that's going to be a dead puck.
Yeah, but they just killed the PL too. It's definitely worth it for Gambit. 100% worth
Radiant's
it.
middle tower is under attack.
All right. Well, still trying to find a way to finish off this game, our Gambit. I mean, to me, it definitely feels like game completely into the control of Gambit. If Effect are somehow able to win a fight just by people being out of position, are they capable of taking this?
I mean, they can probably force some buybacks and stuff, but I don't see, like, the Gyro has to completely re-itemize. Like, this build is not going to win the game. It's just too little too late. I don't, like, when he started buying the item, I saw the Nullifier, and I was a bit skeptical. I killed the PA once bottom when he was trying to TP out, and it seemed like it was worth it.
Yeah.
But then going for the Bloodthorn and not, like, no BKB, no lifesteal, no real way to live if the PA goes on you, like, it's pretty game losing. I'm just gonna say it that way. Like, I don't see how this build is supposed to function.
Yeah. They have other forms of control too. We saw the, I think, first instance that Afterlife's been able to use the sheep stick really effectively since he's gotten it by killing off that puck. He's had it for a while now. But again, Madden gonna TP away. almost got caught there by Big Nim, who has hit level 25 and plus 300 track gold. So they are getting a lot of gold for every single instance of a kill they get.
Yeah, I would like to see like a graph of how much money they've actually made through tracks this game. Because I'm willing to bet it's a lot.
Swift comes the season.
Nature's Prophet, level 20. He's been regulated to just push in around the map. As Gambit are going to run into him there. Oh no, they saw him! Run away, Afterlife, he's dead. No buyback. And now ILTW, is he also in trouble? They find the track. Oh, he forced up to the high ground. He is going to be broken, and now nowhere left to run. He is dead too. No buyback, and it looks like Effect are going to go out with a whimper, as they are going to get ran at, and most likely tier 4 is down. There are no buyback on these heroes. Andy, that was bad.
Yeah, this is just GG. They definitely threw this game.
They have Refresher Song, PL. Maybe a chance. This is maybe their shot. They're going to go for the tier 4s. Aphrodite wants to make this happen. They have the Refresher for afterwards. If they can somehow make this work, they're going to go for a second round. He's trying to burn through it. I don't know if they have a way to stop this. They're all trying to go for it. The base race. They have their own glyph. The PL doesn't. He's stealing away the damage.
Okay.
No, they've got the damage steal, and he isn't going to be able to make it work. PL, oh, it was almost there, but he got linked. And now they're going to go down. It was a brilliant effort, but not enough.
It was a nice idea. Yeah, we already talked about what went wrong in this game. It was basically 1 core versus 3. I think, honestly, if just different items in the Gyro Man, like, why do you have a Nullifier and a Bloodthorn, dude?
Yeah.
Like, just build normal items, you would have won the game. Oh, well. Game 3, I guess.
Game 3. Are you going to be alive? Do I need to call somebody else in? Because you've been up for, like, ever.
It's up to you. I mean...
I am fine, but I want to make sure that you're okay and not, like, going to die to death.
What time is it? Oh, man, it's 10 a.m.
It's 10 a.m. That's why I'm asking.
I mean, if you have someone who can immediately fill in, otherwise I can probably do the third game.
I'm going to message some people, and hopefully we can get there. But everybody, give some love to Draskyl. He is a goddamn soldier. And has to deal with this gyrocopter's build. Anyways, we're going to be back in a little bit. Game number 3 right around the corner. Stay tuned, everybody. More to come from the CIS qualifiers for MDL.